A very good morning, dear students. Welcome to my channel Maths with Mahanti sir. Children, in the last class we were discussing about frequency distribution, where I discussed what is frequency distribution, how to prepare it, what are the different types of frequency distribution, namely ungrouped and grouped. Okay, in group frequency distribution, while discussing group frequency distribution, I said it is of two types. It may be continuous, it may be discontinuous. A group frequency distribution, under what condition we call it continuous? We call it continuous or exclusive type if the upper limit of one class coincides with the lower limit of the next or the succeeding class. That means if upper limit of one class and lower limit of next class coincide in all the classes or class intervals or group data, then only we say that distribution is a continuous group frequency distribution or exclusive type. Why it is called exclusive type? Because the upper limit of each class, which is a score or an observation, is not included in that class. It will come in the next class. The detailed explanation was given in the last class. Okay, but it may so happen that the frequency distribution given, it may be discontinuous or inclusive. What is that? That means if the upper limit of one class does not coincide or it is not same as the lower limit of the next or the succeeding class, then we call such a distribution as an inclusive type or discontinuous frequency distribution. Now the point is, if you are given an inclusive type frequency distribution, you cannot represent that information graphically by means of histogram and your frequency polygon. Already the idea of histogram you have, but you do not know what is frequency polygon. We shall discuss the graphical representation of data after this class. Okay. Now the point is, it is necessary that the frequency distribution must be a continuous one or an exclusive type, so that we can represent that data graphically by means of either a histogram or a frequency polygon. Okay. Now the point is, suppose you are given an inclusive type, how will you change it into exclusive type? Means if the classes are not continuous, how to make the classes continuous? What is the process? Let me explain you today. Okay. How to convert an inclusive type frequency distribution into an exclusive type group frequency distribution or continuous frequency distribution. Okay, let us see. Let me explain the process with the help of one example. Suppose, look at the blackboard. Suppose you are given an inclusive type. Look at this frequency distribution is no doubt group, because each class interval, see, these are class interval, these are frequencies. Each group data is a class interval and hence it is a group frequency distribution. Okay, but it is an inclusive type. Why it is inclusive? Look at the first class interval upper limit, it is 20. Look at the lower limit of the next or the succeeding class, it is 21. Do they coincide? The answer is clearly no. Again, look at the upper limit of the second class, it is 31. Look at the lower limit of the next class, it is 32. Do these two coincide? The answer is no. That means in this group frequency distribution, the upper limit does not coincide with the lower limit of the next class. So we say it is discontinuous or inclusive type. Now the point is how to make it continuous. To make it continuous, what we have to do? We have to see that the upper limit of one class coincides with the lower limit of the next class. Means upper limit and lower limit of one class and the other must be same. So how to make them same so that they will become what? Continuous. What is the process? See, the process is, you take the lower limit of the second class and subtract the upper limit of the first class from that. You see, that means 21 minus 20, it is 1. Okay. Now take it h. So h equal to 1. H, what is h? You can say h is the, width or class size. Width or size of class interval. What is that? It is the difference of lower limit and upper limit. See, suppose the class interval 10 to 20. If I ask you what is the width of this class interval or size of this class interval, the answer will be 20 minus 10, upper limit minus lower limit, it is 10. 10 is the class size or size of class interval or width. Okay, so first you find h, it is 1. So h by 2, find out h by 2, divide h by 2. So it is 1 by 2, 0.5, it is the process, you see, now 0.5. That means take the difference of the lower limit of the second class and the upper limit of the first class, or the lower limit of the third class and the upper limit of the second class. You see, 32 minus 31. Here upper limit 31, lower limit 32. Take the difference, it is 1. Divided by 2, it is 1 by 2 or 0.5. Okay. Now this 0.5, what you will do? This 0.5, you subtract from the lower limit of each class. From the lower limits of each class present in the inclusive type, you subtract this 0.5 from the lower limits of all classes and add this 0.5 to the upper limit of each class interval. So if you subtract this h by 2 value from the lower limit of each class and if you add this 0.5 to the upper limit of each class, then you will get whatever classes will be obtained, they will become continuous. Let us see how. See, here it is 10. So 10 minus 0.5. See, 10 minus 0.5, it will become 9.5. Now what is the upper limit? 20. 20 plus 0.5, it will become 20.5. 10 minus 0.5, it is 9.5, and 20 plus 0.5, it will become 20.5. See, so these will be the class limits. These two will be the class limits of the continuous classes. I mean of the exclusive type. That means here in exclusive type it will be 9.5 to 20.5. See. Okay, 9.5 to 20.5. Now see, look at 21. This 21 minus 0.5, it will be 20.5. Okay, and this is 31 plus 0.5, it will be 31.5. You see, 31.5. So this will be one lower limit, this will be upper limit. This will be the lower limit of the second class, this will be the upper limit of the second class in the exclusive type. So what will I write here? 20.5 to 31.5. You see. Okay. Then come to the third. Here it is 32, here it is 42. Lower limit and upper limit. So 32 minus 0.5, it will become 31.5. Then what will be the upper limit? It is 42. 42 plus 0.5, it will be 42.5. See. Now mark one thing. Yes. And what about the frequency? Will there be any change in frequency? Here you see the classes were discontinuous, but now you see 9.5 to 20.5, 20.5 to 31.5, 31.5 to 42.5. Look at the upper limit. Here the upper limit is 20.5, and look at the lower limit of the next class or the succeeding class. It is also 20.5. That means they coincide. Here the second, look at the second class interval. The upper limit of the second class is 31.5 and the lower limit of the third class or the succeeding class or the next class, it is 31.5. They coincide or not? Clearly they coincide, the upper limit and lower limit. Upper limit of one class clearly coincides with the lower limit of the next class or the succeeding class. Hence it is no doubt the classes are what? Continuous. Now the point is, what about the frequency? Will there be any change in frequency? When the classes are converted from inclusive to exclusive or discontinuous to continuous, whether there will be any change in their frequency? The answer is no. The frequency will remain the same. That means the frequency of this class will be 4, it will be 2, and this will be 4. You see. Another thing, let us discuss about the class size or width. You see, you know what is class size? Size of class or class interval, or width. Size is otherwise known as width. The size of a group data or class interval. How to find out? What is the formula? The formula to find, it was taught in class 8. The formula to find size or width of a class or class interval or group data, whatever you say. It is the difference of the upper limit and lower limit. That means upper limit minus lower limit always gives the size or width of class or class interval. Here look at the class size. What is the size or width of this class in the inclusive type? This is inclusive type. This is inclusive type. In this inclusive type root frequency distribution, let us find the size or width of each class. 10 to 20. What will be the size? 20 minus 10, 10. 21 to 31. Again, 31 minus 21, it is 10. So the class size is 10. 32 to 42. Again, 42 minus 32 is 10. So the class size is 10. That means the size or width of each class in the inclusive type is 10. Now look at here. Here the classes are 9.5 to, you see, here the classes are 9.5 to 20.5. This is the lower limit, this is the upper limit. 20.5 minus 9.5, you see. Let us see. 5 minus 5, it is 0. 10 minus 9, it is 1. It is 11, you see. Okay, here, so what is the size of this class? The size of this class is 11. Now let us discuss the second one. See, 31.5 minus 20.5. You see, 5 minus 5, 0, 1, 1. You see 11.0. Now see, Again 42.5 minus 31.5. See, 5 minus 5 0, 2 minus 1 1, 4 minus 3 1. You see. So what difference? I mean what observation? What are you observing from these two? See, when this inclusive type group frequency distribution changes to exclusive type, the width or size of class changed. Okay. The frequency will not change, but the width may change. You see, the width will change. The width or size of each class when it is converted into continuous will change. Children, I hope you understood. I hope you understood how to convert an inclusive type frequency group frequency distribution into exclusive type. Means how to convert discontinuous frequency distribution into continuous. The process you understood. It is necessary because it is necessary that the frequency distribution must be an exclusive one. Then only we can represent it graphically. The graphical representation of data is possible if the frequency distribution is continuous. Means all the classes are continuous. Okay. Having uniform width or size. You see, all the classes are having the same width or size. It is 11. When it is converted into continuous, the width became 11. But when it was inclusive type or discontinuous, what was the width or size of each class? It was 10, you see. So the width will change, but the frequency will not change when an inclusive type frequency, group frequency distribution is converted into an exclusive type or continuous classes. When classes are made continuous, the width may change, but the frequency will not change. Okay, children, I hope you understood how to convert, how to do the conversion of inclusive type to exclusive type, and what is the importance of converting inclusive type to exclusive type, or what is the need of exclusive type group frequency distribution, or what is the need why the classes should be continuous. I hope you understood, because without which we cannot draw histogram and frequency polygon, which are graphical method of representing data that we are going to discuss in later. Okay, so children, I hope whatever I discussed you must have understood. Okay, if at all it is true, then I would like to say please hit the like button and subscribe my channel. Okay, so that I will be encouraged to discuss more and more things in my upcoming classes. Okay children, in the next class I will discuss you what is the method. Actually this thing was there in class 8, but I don't know how many of you have remembered or not. How to prepare, what is the method of preparing group frequency, what are the steps to prepare group frequency distribution if you are given a large number of observations or data. If you are given a large number of observations or data, how will you prepare a group frequency distribution? Continuous group frequency distribution. What are the steps? That I shall discuss in the next class, and then only we can go for graphical representation of data. Okay, I hope you understood children. Thank you.